This is the Watterson household, and I guarantee you don't know everything about it. Like, tell me, do you know where this room is?
It works fine.
Or better yet, where is this room in the house? Actually, here's just my biggest question of all. You've seen this shot a million times. Tell me, where does the door behind the couch lead to? Yeah, the brown door right there. I'll give you a moment. Can't remember, huh? Well, there's a good reason why, and I'll fill you in on it in due time. Just know it already don't make no sense. So today, I'm gonna show you, yes, you, exactly how the Watterson's household works and how it doesn't work. Amazing worlds don't have to make sense, you'll see. Now, the first step to figuring out how a place like this even works is getting an idea of the layout. And thankfully, we actually have a pretty solid blueprint to work with here. For now, let's just get a good look at the first floor. Starting off, let's take a look at the porch. And if that's too cluttered for you, here's just a general look at what the porch looks like in a lot of establishing shots in the show. Then we got the family room, or as I prefer to call it, the living room.
When you're deciding where to go for a hamburger, look
commercials!
further
They'll
down
corrupt
the
your
burger
mind!
bar.
There you can see both angles pretty well. And then attached to the living room is the dining room. Basically just a dinner table in the corner of the room.
It looks so simple on TV.
I mean, while I personally would prefer a full-on dining room, at least Richard can look across the table to watch TV while eating breakfast. Then of course we have the kitchen, shown here.
Attention!
Then we have the laundry room, as we saw earlier.
He thinks she's so dumb.
This place is weird because it's basically always shown to be there. Like, that door in the back of that shot is always directly connected to the kitchen, but we really only see the inside of it once. But moving on, finally, we have the parents' room.
What's going on? I had a nightmare.
And it's this room right here where things really start to make no sense at all. So according to our blueprint layout of the home, this bedroom is through that brown door in the background that we see in most shots of the living room. And yes, this door is pretty much always there, unmistakably existent. Here it is in season 1's The Dress.
Come on, we're gonna be late for school.
And here it is all the way in season 6's The Ad, still doing the whole existing thing.
Speak louder.
But alright, we know that door is existent throughout the entire series. What we rarely ever see is where it leads to. Now, of course, if the chart is to be believed, then you'll see the door as the way into the parents' room. However, I have bad news for you. Look back at our clip of Richard and Nicole's room from earlier and pay close attention to the color of the door Gumball is by.
I had a nightmare.
So, the door is white and notably also opens inward, meaning from the outside, the door to Nicole and Richard's room should be white. But let's take another look at that door in the living room. Yep, that's brown. That ain't Nicole and Richard's bedroom. Now that raises two questions. First off, the easy one, what does that door lead to then? Well, to answer that, we need to diverge a little bit. Let's talk about the front door to the house. So, the front of Gumball's house is pretty iconic. Like, I'm pretty sure this image is burned into all of our brains forever now. But there is an issue with this layout when you think about it a bit longer. See how the door is to the very far right of the place? Doesn't look like there can be a separate room to the right of it, meaning that brown door we always see in the living room is maybe entirely useless? I mean, it logically can't lead anywhere. Maybe it's just a vanity door. Could the Wattersons have bought something from this place, maybe?
Get on down to real fake doors. Won't open? Won't open.
Well, as much as I'd enjoy seeing a Gumball Rick and Morty crossover, the thing is, that front we're seeing is only one version of the front. Take a look at this clip from The Deal.
Oh, I forgot about the garden.
Besides the birthday banner, notice anything fishy about that shot? Yeah, the front door is now right in the center of the porch rather than the far right, which means if this is the layout we're usually dealing with, then sure, the brown door probably actually would lead somewhere. With that said, I'll be honest, the original layout with the door to the side is what's most consistently seen in the show, so I think it's more canon than what we see in The Deal. Heck, this footage of the house in real life actually shows the door is in fact on the left. And, well, I mean, let's be fair, I'm pretty sure the show just used a mirrored image of the house to make it more distinct and visually pleasing, I guess. So yes, I still believe the door is usually on the right side of the house, which means that brown door in the living room is still a mystery. So really, we have no true answer as to what that door leads to, so we might as well go back to the bedroom and ask our other question. Secondly, if the parents' bedroom door is shown to be white and the brown door leads to nothing, where exactly is the parents' bedroom? Well, maybe the answer is the second floor. Let's take a look at this clip from the episode The Poltergeist.
Richard, what are you doing?
We'll get into the layout of upstairs later, but for now, take my word that based on the kids' door being in the background means that this shot is indeed upstairs. So that solves it, right? The brown door leads nowhere and the parents' bedroom is right next to the kids. Yep, that'll do it. Case closed. You know where this is going.
No!
So, Richard and Nicole's room is in fact behind the brown door, even though their room has been shown to have a white door. And even though that room makes no spatial sense at all given the front door. Cool. Let's move away now from rooms that don't make much sense and instead look at one that was left out of our layout. The iconic, beloved, never forgotten shed. Yeah, this kind of always gets overlooked. The Wattersons have been shown with a shed on many, many occasions, like here it is in Season 1's The Robot. Then in Season 2's The Hero, we actually get to see what it looks like inside.
I can't do this.
And we get an entirely different sort of view of it in Season 3 with The Bros. See, isn't that an iconic room? I'm starting to get why it's forgotten now. I'd love to forget that face Gumball made. Luckily, it seems the shed was forgotten about in the episode The Fight.
There comes a point in every man's life where he has to stand up for himself.
You know, normally I'd be mad about a magical shed that disappears and reappears, but after Gumball's advances in the shed earlier, I think I'm cool with this place being gone forever. If it were up to me, I'd probably burn the whole thing down. Now, technically, there's one more room on the first floor that wasn't covered, and shockingly, it also doesn't make any sense at all. But I'm saving the best for last, so stay tuned for that one. So for now, let's move on up to the second floor, where things get even more illogical. It looks like we really only have 3 main rooms here. The hallway, which we got a brief look at earlier with the episode The Dress.
Be there in a second! These ice cubes will allow us to glide down the stairs at almost the speed of light.
Then here's a look at the bathroom, which apparently is the only bathroom in the house.
Gumball, Watterson, get out of this bathroom!
Today's gonna be a wonderful day because I got in the shower first.
I would dread sharing a bathroom with Richard Watterson. And of course, the children's bedroom, complete with a window to the front of the house.
Open this door, young lady!
And yeah, that room is also where things start to make zero sense. So let me ask you a quick question here. Who sleeps in the kids' bedroom? We see Gumball and Darwin's names on the door, and there's even a bunk bed for the two of them, but the problem is, Darwin doesn't sleep in a bed, he sleeps in a fishbowl.
Oh, hey, Darwin.
What are you doing?
Just helping you sleep.
And I mean, even though that looks incredibly cramped and uncomfortable, it makes sense Darwin would sleep in a fishbowl considering he's a fish. So, who sleeps in the other bunk of the bed then? Well, it's gotta be Anais, right? Well, you definitely think so, but take a look at this clip from the episode The Date.
Gumball, just get out of my room.
Get out of my room. So Anais has her own room then. All right, given the door's stickers, that does make sense. I mean, come on. We know the doors mean nothing in this house after what happened with the parents' room. At this point, I already know there's gotta be clips out there of Anais using that spare bunk.
What do you mean?
Cecil Dude is supposed to give presents to everyone in Elmore.
Yeah, that's not shocking, to be honest. And also, to be honest, there's a million more instances of Anais sleeping in Gumball's and Darwin's room than having her own room. Here's another clip of her using that bunk in the night. That's her in the top bunk, all right. At the very corner of the frame, you can see the poster that's usually behind Darwin's fishbowl. So I think it's fair to say that the instance of Anais having her own room was a one-off scenario. I can't really find much more footage of her having her own room, and I really doubt Nicole's single salary would be able to cover yet another room in the house. But all right, now that we know who all sleeps in that room, let's talk about that window. Let's think back to that clip we saw earlier of Gumball and Darwin being locked out of their bedroom.
Oh, what's Mom gonna think? We're in so much trouble!
Now, you can't tell entirely from that shot, but this is indeed the window to the front of the house. Take one look at how the rest of the scene plays out, and you can clearly see how the pathway to the front door is in plain view behind Gumball and Darwin. Alright, cool, the kids' room is directly located at the front of the house. That even matches up with the way the chart from earlier puts it. But I mean, again, that means nothing. The chart already lied to us about the parents' room. And if you've got a keen eye like yours truly, you've already seen the issue with this window's placement. Let's take another look at the way Gumball and Darwin go when they get upstairs.
Open this door, young lady!
Yep, they go up the stairs and to the right to get to their room, which, since we know the stairs are already facing directly towards the door when you walk into the house, that means that the window in the kids' room should really be facing to the side of the house. And yeah, the kids' room is definitely shown to be to the right side of the upstairs hallway pretty often. Here's a clip of it in that place again in the episode The Flakers. Look out for the letters on the door in the background.
Darwin! Darwin! Please, help me!
That clip again shows us pretty plainly that the room is definitely on the right side of the hallway. So then where could that front window actually be? Well, it could be in the attic if this clip from the mirror is to be believed. But that begs the question, it's pretty undeniable that while it doesn't make any logical sense, the kids' room will always have a window to the front of the house. It shows up in basically every scene the room is in. For old time's sake, here it is again in The Man.
Talking.
Is your grandma in?
Yeah, she'll be right down.
So the window is usually going to be impossibly placed in the kids' room. I think that's a fair canon location. Makes about as much sense as anything else in Elmore, I'll give it that. But actually, now that I think about it, what's going on with that attic? So hang on, let's get one more look at the front of the house again. So if the window to the front of the house is in the kids' room, does that house look like it can have an attic? I'd say absolutely not. Honestly, it doesn't even look like that house could fit a second floor, but that's besides the point. And in case you wanted proof that yes, the attic doesn't outright replace the second floor, you've already seen proof of the two areas coexisting. Remember this?
Darwin, please, help!
Yup, there's your entryway to the attic, right above the hallway on the second floor. Even though this place looks like it can't fit anything close to an attic, this place shows up a lot. We just saw it in that clip from the mirror, but here it is again in the treasure.
So, where do we start?
Dude, it's even got the window in the background still. Even in that clip from the Flakers, you can see the glare from the stupid impassable window. In the exact same place it'd be in the kids' room, which still shouldn't look out front. But come on, you know it does. How does this place manage to be so consistent yet also so illogical? It makes absolutely zero sense. And on the topic of zero sense, there's another aspect of this attic that doesn't add up at all.
Our chimney has been kidnapped.
Since when did the Wattersons ever have a chimney? You can't see it in that establishing shot, and they don't really have a fireplace at all. We can get a solid look at the roof of Gumball's place in the episode The Phone to double check this too. And then again at the end, we see the boys on the roof with yet again no chimney to be seen.
You know, I'm glad I had the strength of character to give up that cell phone.
We don't get a truly full view of the roof here, but from what we could see there, and based on where things fell apart in that clip from the treasure, I think it's fair to say we should have been able to see if it was there. Also, again, it's just not visible in that classic establishing shot we keep looking at. So, what can we conclude about the Wattersons' attic? Well, it's in a pocket dimension, of course, or maybe it's in the void. There's a whole lot of things that don't belong in there. Which brings me to the final room we'll be discussing. Let's talk about the darkest room of the series, the basement. You know, for the longest time, nobody in the house even knew this place had a basement, and who can blame them when this is how you access it?
I don't really see how you can find a secret passage with that look.
And yeah, this place is as ominous as the steps down to it imply. Look at how dark and creepy that is. Good golly goober. Yeah, the Wattersons have just never noticed this place as a creepy dungeon that can hide a bunch of stolen goods, or more importantly, hide stowaways. Yeah, this is the same room Rob hid in before going full-on evil. That kind of gives the basement a whole nother level of creepiness. It's a forgotten, creepy, musty room that housed a poor kid who was forgotten about. So forgotten about that he basically disappeared from existence entirely. Even though Rob eventually left, I don't know. I feel like that room's gotta be cursed now. I wouldn't want to live anywhere close to that place.
3, 2, 1. Welcome to your new room, Darwin. Whoa!
Alright, I take it back. Honestly, they cleaned that place up nicely. Darwin's a lucky fish to be able to call that place home. Though I can't get the feeling that this place still doesn't add up. Are we sure this place even exists? Well, for no particular reason, let's watch this clip from the episode The Money, where the Wattersons become so broke that their house is taken away from them. You can't really take away a room built underground that easily. Also, I feel like if the basement did always truly exist, the family would have definitely noticed it here. You'd think they'd ask, hey, why is there a random scary passageway right underneath where our stairs were? But nope, nothing like that. So, yet again, we got a room that disappears and reappears at whim. Lovely. Although again, maybe it's best this room disappeared. I don't know if Rob left any void particles or anything that could wipe me out from existence down there, but I don't want to take any chances. But that's all I've got for y'all today, and if you want to see any more of the amazing, wonderfully weird content on this channel, then click the video on screen right about now. Peace, guys, and as always, thank you for watching.